How do I look?
God, you look fire.
Just go to Quora main page. So my go-to. How many questions are you finding on Weeble?
Not as many as I would have liked yet.
Wow, that seems mildly inappropriate.
Shiva.
We're just gonna keep scrolling past that.
I got a little whiff of that, and I think you're right.
Probably not PG-13. This is podcast.
This is family friendly.
Right. I'm just on the Quora homepage, right? Can you confirm that now that we're in person?
You were not at the
This is Quora.com.
That is not. Oh, you just switched to it.
No, because we're still on the page, right?
You have a couple tabs open, and you went to that.
Well, I do have a few tabs open, sure, but this is.
We do have a lot of elementary school kids listening to this podcast.
Okay.
So
well, they can't see my screen, so it's fine, right?
Because we're not screen recording, thankfully.
Thank God we're not screen recording yet again.
That was a disaster the first time we did that. Okay, let's look up.
That's why that never got released.
We're also having to type with one hand, which is a different.
Right. If we had mic stands.
Right, which we do.
Right. Yeah, you have one that's over on a stand over there, and I have. For those of you at home, if we air this part, I have a stand right here. Probably won't because we haven't gotten to the questions yet.
Right.
That's neither here nor there.
And we haven't introduced the podcast yet.
Sure. Well, let's go ahead one step at a time, right?
Sure.
One step at a time. Let's get to the questions. Or, not to the questions. Not to the questions.
For the questions.
Right. How will inflation help push the U.S. economy into recession? Should we get political on this podcast?
I don't see why not.
Okay.
We already divide enough.
Yeah,
podcast.
We do share all the exact same political opinions, so that would be a good debate.
And speaking of political, now is a good time to get into Shiba Inu. I know my
that's not.
My coworker / co-host has been talking about it. Speaking of my co-host, he is Prestonian, and I am.
You get your name. Okay. This is Connor. We're at his house right now. We're recording this live.
And I just redid this whole studio. It's actually soundproof and water resistant. So
water resistant.
So we got the whole setup here, and Preston's gonna drive down to Huntsville every single podcast recording day. Because I just did this whole studio.
Right. That's kind of far for me. So I was hoping that. We go back and forth at the very least, maybe get a studio space in the middle with all this ad revenue we're raking in.
Right. Well, actually, the ad revenue is...
Speaking of which, thank you to Quora.com for sponsoring this episode. They have given us plenty of very safe images here. I'm just scrolling through trying to find some questions, and it's just... I didn't realize exactly what I was getting myself into when I signed up for this website. I now see why you need an account. I do see that.
So we don't have really any theme for the podcast. We actually we just started recording, and we didn't talk about what we're going to talk about at all prior to actually clicking the recording button.
Right.
So,
and you got much louder as well, so that's perfect.
I am starting to talk louder.
You're getting a little more excited.
Sometimes I whisper. Sometimes I talk like this, and then whoa, it's getting a little more exciting, right? We're starting to get the blood pumping, start moving, right? Mm-hmm. And I feel like now is a good time to introduce what we do, because we are, however long, maybe 5-10 minutes into this recording. So, who are you?
Right. We did already say our names. We probably will have to do it twice, just because we haven't started yet. This is kind of like a warm-up, like a bang-bang, kind of like, ooh, get ready,
Little bing-bong.
Sure. Bing-bong, ping-pong. Maybe it's billiards.
I doubt it.
That would be a little more apt of an analogy.
Okay. Oh, here's one. Which monster is said to drink the blood of livestock? And it's actually multiple choice. So is it
not the jackalope.
Chupacabra, a jackalope, or a Stikini?
It's definitely the first one. Chupacabra.
Okay, it's Chupacabra, but you're close. I'm going to guess a Stikini.
You shouldn't. Just
go
ahead.
Like bikini, but spelled a little differently, so...
We keep talking about kids, and now all your ads are Toys R Us. Hot toilets from Macy's.
So wait, can I get a hint? Okay, so I think...
They eliminated some of the options. They did not.
Great. This is not working at all with us, but I believe the answer was Stikini.
We are finally in a visual medium, and yet you're still doing things that the audience can't see.
Like what?
like you're taking this quiz right now, and you're kind of saying the answers, but kind of just reading it to yourself and clicking around and making comments on it.
Should I kind of face towards the
That won't help.
camera
That's
like
not gonna.
this?
Well, then I can't see it,
So
and also I think the camera's
now y'all can get what I'm seeing at here.
angled at me, so that's.
It's a little inconvenient though. I'm trying to back to myself so we can.
Okay.
All right.
Maybe we could just.
Should we go ahead and get this thing started?
Well, we don't have questions. That's kind of the
And
format.
how
of it.
important are questions in this show?
They're.
What creature will never stay with a bad-tempered owner?
You're on the quizzes again.
Yeah.
We just said we weren't gonna do that.
But it's multiple choice. This will be fun. Believe me.
Okay, sure. What are the choices?
Okay. Cats, parrots, or bees?
Never stay with a bad-tempered owner. I want to say bees because cats maybe they don't have a choice. Parrots they're in a cage, but bees could probably just fly away if they want to.
I'm gonna say bees. I think you're wrong. I meant parrots. I still think you're wrong.
Check it. Oh, I'm peeking my mic, so I'm way too close. Bees are correct. And it shows a picture of a mole for some reason.
And that, I believe that concludes our podcast.
Huh?
Does that conclude our podcast, or we have more questions?
We're 10 minutes in. Most of it very unusable.
Okay. So probably should get a little more content here.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit more, and maybe you should just remain consistent with your mic.
Sorry, I like moving it kind of far away like this, and then moving it closer and closer like this. You know what I'm saying?
People
so I'm really
don't
close,
like that.
and then I'm really far away.
I'm gonna, I will have to cut all of that. Is the thing. So there's no way I'm going section by section and
darn,
kind of changing your volume. See how it is right now?
Okay, I got an idea. Here, I'm gonna stick it close like this.
Okay.
Is this good?
Then in that case, I'll turn you down a little bit.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're good. That's perfect.
Good.
That really picks up nicely.
What does?
When you do a little, this right here, that's
Okay.
extremely loud. Just that is like an absolute peak.
This?
Mainly the middle, but yeah, that too. Yep.
That's loud. Wow.
Can you hear it in my headphones? Because yours aren't connected to anything.
Correct. I'm just wearing these for
Yeah.
show.
Because if you follow the yellow brick road here, oh, it is plugged into your laptop.
It is.
But your laptop is just, now you're looking at crypto.
Shiba Inu. Whoa! Nice little push by Shiba Inu. Wow. We're gonna post this a couple days later, but by the time we post this, it still won't be too late to get into Shiba Inu. And this is actually another sponsor of ours, SHIB. Shiba Inu cryptocurrency, the future of crypto. Shiba Inu, thanks for sponsoring this video. We appreciate you just doing what you do, making us a lot of money and making a lot of people happy. Do you have any words to say?
Sorry, I'm very distracted. Quora is not safe for work. I'll tell you what. What were you saying?
I was talking about our sponsor, Shiba Inu, which we're
I thought we were sponsored by
heavily
Quora, who
invested.
I was just on, and they're talking about. We're just gonna skip past that.
Right, so we're trying to get a little more family friendly with our sponsors.
Yes.
Which is
And
why
we've
we're
been doing
talking
pretty
about
good.
Shiba Inu.
They're not. That's how you destroy a family, because you put your life savings into an altcoin.
Well, have you seen the face of Shiba Inu? It's a Shiba Inu dog, and they're very
Yes.
cute. So I would reconsider what you just said. I'm gonna go to our live count real quick. I'll pull it up.
You're just Googling live count, real time.
That's not what, because we're on Spotify, so let's do Spotify live count.
It's not gonna work because Spotify doesn't do live things.
So let's get back to the question searching. Maybe we should have looked at the questions before.
This is the before.
Okay.
We're in the before right now. I just went ahead and started everything just in case. We accidentally
Say something.
stumbled upon something.
Right. Say something interesting.
But I'm not gonna scrub through all this footage because this is way too much.
That is
Right.
a good idea.
So this is all getting canned, as it were.
Okay.
Quora really seems to have built an algorithm immediately after showing me one picture. Wow. Okay. Fashion, sure. My father was a drinker.
wanted to hear what
You're still...
Huh?
You said I'm
Sorry.
kind of stalling, waiting for you to find questions. You're still
My
on
fingers
crypto.
slipped, so now there's...
So we can go ahead. Why don't we just...
So here, yeah, here's my question.
So you have one question.
You can't look at it yet.
I saw it, unfortunately, but that's okay. Stop showing me celebrity wardrobe malfunctions. Thank you.
You don't like the celebrity wardrobe? What? Whoa,
This is the fashion.
Whoa, scroll up. Scroll up. Wait,
This one?
What is it? Okay, what's going to be better for a night out? Is this a... Whoever this is muscular,
shredded.
really muscular thighs.
Yes.
I think that's a man.
I think it's an old lady. I don't even think it's that muscular. I think it's just the tights make it look muscular when it's not.
Okay. In any case, I'm not comfortable looking at it, but I feel myself drawing. Okay, you just zoomed into it.
I did not mean to do that. I thought it would pull the picture up bigger so I could maybe zoom out a little. There we go. That's what I wanted. Didn't help though.
That's perfect.
And he said, "I'm a guy."
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that was the answer, not the question.
Oh.
So we'll never really know. That one's see-through, so that's fun. Well, should we get started? I think we have all the.
Yeah.
My back is just. I think our levels are good. Check 1 2 1 2.
This is perfect.
Right on time. How many minutes have we been recording now?
Welcome. Preston, glad to have you here in the studio. First time I know you came here and I actually prepared this for us. Wanted to surprise you with all this setup. I actually grabbed your phone and set it up without you realizing it. So
right.
You just walked in here and then I had this whole place. And now, what do you think?
Yeah, so I have been here for over a day, and I helped you set this up for the past 2 hours.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think it's pretty good, and we've also been recording for, we're 30 minutes in.
So were you surprised when I introduced you and said, hey, we're going to shoot a podcast, or...
I was surprised when you introduced the show and said that you'd set this all up for me beforehand.
Right, and why is that?
Mainly because that was pretty far from the truth, and the whole time, the reason it took so long, mainly, we were searching for questions together. Well, I thought it was together. I was receiving a lot of ads on Quora, whereas you were more interested in Shiba Inu news.
That doesn't sound like me.
Well, from our history, you pretty much solely talk about Shiba Inu. That's kind of your favorite topic.
Well, I think we should leave the past in the past.
Yeah. No, I totally agree.
Right.
So let's not. I'm so glad you said that. Let's not bring up. You're on it right now. You're zooming in.
This looks like a really healthy green candle starting to emerge.
Yeah, you're still 90% down.
If we can bust out this, that'd be nice. Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
That's the history. That's
right.
ancient history.
That's history. We'll leave that.
So we're not going to talk about that.
We'll leave the watch this. Okay, we're starting to shoot up. But you know what? Watch this.
Wow.
We're back
Thank
on track.
you. He just swiped away from it. Welcome, everybody. This is a first annual, not annual. This is the first,
Second.
Maybe it is annual. Maybe we could do this once a year.
What episode is this for us?
I believe we are on episode 12. Let
This
me
is
double
the
check.
12th annual podcast.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're on episode 13. Lucky number 13. This is our very first video episode. So if you're listening online in your car, maybe you're jogging, you can,
Maybe swimming. Or maybe roller skating. Whatever you
I was trying to get you to, okay. I was trying to motion just so you can watch it as well. You can watch it. You can, if you're watching this now, congratulations.
If you're watching it later?
That can work as well. Right.
Right.
That kind of goes without saying. Because I said if you're watching, if they're watching,
How would they
watch? If they're watching it now, they wouldn't be thinking I'm watching this later. They would. In either case, it's the present for them, regardless of when it is for us. Because no matter, relative to us, it's later, no matter what.
Unless they're watching it live right now.
Which we aren't streaming, so that would be hard to do.
So how? No wonder we don't have any live callers.
Yeah, because it's not live. And we're live! And I've immediately peaked my mic.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Do you want your headphones on, or?
Oh, right. That's why I didn't realize I was peaking, because I don't have... Thank you for reminding me. Actually, that is really nice. See, my headphones are actually doing something.
Right.
Whereas yours, I'd almost prefer that you wear them just because then you would realize how often you tamper with the mic.
So I love wearing my headphones, and like my co-host said, they're not doing anything per se. However, they do make me look professional.
Yeah. Do you want to switch and then you could actually hear your own mic so that maybe you could do it less?
No thanks.
Okay. Yeah. That's...
Why? What?
Well, maybe just give it a listen.
Okay,
just see what you think.
And you listen to mine.
Yeah. We'll do a little swap-a-roo here. See how it feels.
What's happening?
Oh, this is great because yours are noise canceling.
Whoa.
Yeah, yours are noise canceling, so you can't hear me.
So
all the podcasts we've done, you wear these.
Right.
And they're noise canceling, which means I can barely hear anything you're saying. I'm starting to catch on now. You actually wear these every time.
I do.
And they are noise canceling.
But I'm
not hooked up to them.
I wear AirPods usually.
Okay, so you listen to me underneath the headphones.
Noise canceling headphones, so I actually hear you louder than usual, because I cancel out all the background noise.
Okay.
So I just get your crisp, masculine.
Thank you.
Baritone voice coming in, just nice and smooth, like liquor on a long day of boating.
That's well said. Well said. How do you enjoy being able to listen to both of us in your ears at the same time?
It is different.
Yeah, especially hearing yourself, right?
It is different hearing myself, but I think I like where we're heading in the right direction here. I think this is good.
I think we are as well. Speaking of heading in the right direction, production value-wise, this is our first video episode. So if you're listening to this online, just know you can also watch it on YouTube at CPOS or on my own YouTube channel if I decide not to release this to him.
Correct.
Because we both know who's going to do the editing.
Timmy.
Of course, Timmy. So yeah, this is I Wasn't Asking You. You already knew that if you clicked on this. What is this show all about, Connor? Because our description isn't very good online.
Sure. So what this is a podcast, which is usually an audio medium, strictly. But this podcast, we are including a visual effect for our audience. We've been getting a lot of comments and fan mail asking us for the just what we look like.
Yeah.
Right? How much do you lift? How tall are you?
Yeah.
How big is your chest? Which some ladies keep asking me for some reason.
Well, I think I got a couple, right? There's a few people that were like, what do you lift?
So usually people ask you, hey, they ask me, hey, who's that girl that does the podcast with you? And I say, no, he's my co-host, Prestonian.
Were they talking about Landon that one time?
No.
Well, I guess they're
usually talking about.
Voice.
I think they're usually talking about you. Maybe Karen, but I think they're usually talking.
It's interesting because it's such a black and white difference. Like people can hear it directly, so it's not even something you could lie about. You could, like, for instance, you could lie and say, "Oh, like I'm stronger than Preston," or like I lift more, or I'm taller. Right? You can lie about all those things. People won't ever know the difference. However, when you say things like, "My voice is deeper than yours," people can be like, "Oh, clearly that's not true."
Unless you went in and tampered with the audio.
I've immediately noticed you're trying to lower your voice a little bit.
I'm not trying to do that.
You seem to be
No.
lowering it just a little bit just to kind of match my natural bravado.
That is not the case here at all. I am definitely confident in the way my voice sounds to women.
To women?
Yes. And men.
So you seem like there's some deep-rooted insecurity besides what we were just talking about, if you're bringing up that at this point.
I would like to dive into this, but I think we're kind of going down a little rabbit hole.
No, I'm interested. I'm interested. Continue.
Okay. What?
Let's talk more about your deep-rooted insecurities with women.
Sure. Where to begin with all of these insecurities?
Right.
It started off when I was in the 4th grade, and everyone was asking me to the school dance in middle school.
So let me just reel it back. We actually were in the same 4th grade class, Mr. Crabtree. That was elementary school,
Right.
and we didn't have a dance.
Oh, that's kind of awkward. So we did have one, but you just weren't,
No.
I guess, asked. So
Well, no, they said it was a school event. They didn't say dance.
we can agree to disagree.
They said it was like some sort of study group. Because because everybody was like, oh, are you going to the thing Friday night? I was like, oh, what is it? And they're like, the study group. And then I'd say, oh, no, I'm okay. I don't really need to study. It's just 4th grade. We don't really do that.
So sure, on paper it was a study group, but there was some dancing involved there.
Okay. But it wasn't like an organized event by the school.
Not on paper. Anyway, so a lot of girls were asking me to study with them for the study session.
In 4th grade?
Yeah, and I didn't know which one to say yes to. I didn't know how to say no to them.
Well, if it's a group, you can just study it with everybody.
Well,
right?
they're like, hey, study with me alone. I just want you to study with me, no one else.
Sorry, you started this story by saying you were in 4th grade?
Right. This is where the insecurity started.
Okay.
And I didn't know how to tell these young ladies, no, I'm going to study with this person. Or no, I don't want to study at all, actually. I just want to go home and, play some NBA, on my Xbox 360.
Yeah, sure.
I didn't know how to tell them that. So that's where all the insecurities stem from.
You're insecure because too many women were asking.
You want to go ahead?
Not women, girls, because you're 4th grade.
We can go. I just like my natural.
You like not being able to. So did you hear what I was talking about with the mic crackles?
I did not. No, I just heard the crisp audio come in.
Okay, so you weren't paying close attention then.
My mind was on the past.
Okay.
I feel like I'm in a therapy session right now.
Yeah, so I was trying to get to the root of your deep insecurities and just kind of work through that, but all you've told me so far is that everybody's interested in you and that you really have no issues.
Right, and that's where my insecurities stem from.
Okay, so you're afraid that you've been put on this pedestal, you're too perfect, you don't want to let people down, so you're insecure about messing up, so you lash out.
That has to be it, because I thought, okay, maybe 5th grade will change. Nope. All the girls asked me to study with them in 5th grade. 6th grade will change.
You started too far back. You should have started this story like 11th grade or something.
That would have been easier.
It would have felt a lot more appropriate.
And then it went all the way to college, where I just have all these young ladies asking me to the dances.
Same grade, right? Same. They're also in college, right?
They're also in college.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. And then onward and forward. Now we're here, and I just have to try to keep up this bravado, like you said.
Yeah, took the words right out of my mouth.
Right.
Yes, that's what the podcast is all about. We kind of take a deep dive into Connor's insecurities, so we check that one off the list.
Bingo.
And we'll get a little bit deeper into what that means for us as a whole.
And I feel a whole lot better about this now.
Yeah. Yeah, you seemed insecure at the beginning of this podcast, but you feel like you're more relaxed.
I am.
And you took an ear off the headphones there, you can see on video, so you can hear me now, which is good.
And that is affecting, it kind of feels weird, so I'm just going to go ahead and add this bad boy back. Perfect.
It feels weird that you could hear me
Right.
talking.
This feels more natural.
Okay. Wow. Anyways, this podcast is all about questions. So we go online. It's not just about questions about Connor's insecurity. We'll get to those. But we also go online. We search for questions that don't have an answer. Maybe they're on Craigslist. Maybe they're on Quora. Quora is not quite as appropriate as we may have thought once. We'll get to that later. We find these questions. We give them an answer if they need be. Otherwise, we'll move on. We can't get to everything, right? We're not superstars. Heroes, let's not get there, okay?
Yes, y'all want to, but we don't do this because we want to be heroes. We do this because we want to help people genuinely.
It's just a consequence of the role, right? It's an outcome of the operation. It's not what we put in, we get out. Sure, that's, it's going to happen that way, but it's not what we wanted. We just wanted to be kind of legends. Not necessarily, well, heroes is we don't want to get...
That's a strong term. Are we heroes because we save people, or do we save people because we're heroes?
Right. That's one question we may never be able to answer on the show. We just have to be okay with that.
I'm fine with it.
Anyways, I'm sitting actually right next to you, in the flesh, sitting right next to you, and you can actually see our size difference in the video, which is great.
Right.
He started to work out recently, right? put on a couple pounds. What are you, 145 now?
I'm about 175, 180.
$150 soaking wet, maybe?
Probably.
Out of the pool.
Right.
Gotcha. And I'm clocking in somewhere in the 20 something. 20 something.
You have gotten a little bit chubby.
No, actually, it's all protein. So that goes straight to the muscles.
Okay.
Straight to the muscles.
I don't know if that's the case.
Well, when you work out as much as I do and take as many roids as I do, you get built.
I understand.
You get built. So I'm sitting right next to Connor here.
Yep.
A lot of times we seem to be virtual, which is odd because we do see each other on occasion. It just doesn't seem to work out in a way that we can put business and pleasure aside.
And that's unfortunate. But yes, usually it is virtual, which we have been getting used to it. We're comfortable with that and having a good time. We've done one podcast, actually our first podcast in person. And then this podcast is also in person and we have video. So we're introducing some new aspects of the show with this recording, which is exciting.
For instance, we have lights and pyrotechnics for you listening at home. And for those watching, not yet. Just hold on to your seats. It's coming, I swear. Just wait a little bit longer. Boost that retention up, okay? Just keep listening. Something will happen. Things will occur. Alright, well, I think we introduced it all. You didn't say, did you say my name?
Prestonian.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah, we got it. And this is a video podcast, by the way, a video medium, so we're going to do a lot of visual bits. So if you're an audio listener, just go and shut her off. Just shut her down right now. There's no real point to... You're not going to understand what's going on. Like, for instance, this right here, waving at the camera. You're not going to catch that on audio.
No shot.
That's not going to make any sense. What's today's theme? What did we come up with?
So today is kind of a random theme. I think, is it fashion related?
It's a bit of fashion, mainly because Quora was intent on showing me... So I just went to the homepage. We're just like, okay, let's see what's out there. We'll find something funny and we'll branch off from there. We'll find a theme. And Quora was very intent on showing me celebrity wardrobe malfunctions. So it just kept... I think they have some sort of algorithm that's like the TikTok algorithm where they detect what you like and they kind of go from there. I didn't like anything. I just kind of scrolled past it. Maybe I spent too long on one photo, so it just kept showing me more and more.
Yeah, they were persistent with that.
They really wanted me to see them. And I did. So we're now on all fashion questions.
And so, do you want to take away the first question or do you want me to?
Yeah, so I think I'll start with a more mild one. We'll save the juicy one I have, and I'll load that one in the chamber for the end.
That sounds great.
But we'll start on this one here. Alright, so this is from an anonymous asker on Quora. He says, how, as her father, do I tell my 34-year-old daughter I prefer her to wear more modest clothing? Sorry, can I?
Just run it back.
This is great because on the video version, there's going to be some cuts. And it will make a lot less sense. Because on audio, a lot of times I can make cuts. You never know. I make hundreds of cuts and you don't hear a transition.
Right.
But with this, I mess up a question.
And you definitely notice it.
Yeah. They're going to be like, oh, they teleported because now I'm going to shift my seat. So that way, when I'm probably out of frame now.
And I'm going to turn
the
opposite
way. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is start reading it from the top, and then the cut will make extra sense. You ready?
Yep.
So I got an anonymous question here on Quora. It says, how, as her father, do I tell my 34-year-old daughter I prefer her to wear more modest clothing when we travel together? She wears jeans and cardigan, but I want her to dress more modestly. More simple and plain clothing. What do I tell her?
34-year-old daughter.
Right.
So she's probably out of the nest, if I were to guess.
Most likely.
Living on her own. Maybe even is hitched right at this point.
She could be married. She might have some kids. It doesn't say, but at that age, a lot of people do have families. Sure, 34.
So he wants his 34-year-old daughter to dress a little more modestly, and because she wears jeans and cardigan.
Right, and I think she is moved out and potentially has her own thing going on, mainly because he only sees her when they travel, it says. So maybe they go to Disney once a year, maybe they're at the Grand Canyon, and she shows up, jeans, cardigan, and he wants her to be more simple and plain.
Right. Now, let's think about it. What is more plain than jeans and cardigan?
Well,
What do nuns wear?
nun outfits.
Okay, so that would be more simple and plain.
Though those are pretty exciting. Honestly, people dress up as nuns for Halloween, but do you see anybody in jeans and a cardigan for Halloween?
Not a lot.
Unless they're Taylor Swift.
Let's tell you.
Because she has that song about cardigans, and then she has that one commercial. Have you seen that one? She's in her closet. This is a visual bit for everybody. She's kind of going through the closet, and she picks out a cardigan.
And then she wears jeans, I'd imagine.
Yeah. Oh, Taylor Swift is wearing jeans.
Okay.
Right. When you're worth $250 million, do you think you're going to wear...
Something plain?
No. Yeah. You got to get out there. And I don't know if you've ever seen her on stage. But, yeah. Its jeans are better. Trust me.
In person?
You wouldn't believe. Yeah, I haven't seen Taylor in a minute, but we used to chill for sure.
Huh.
We were both Nashville based, so it was just a kind of a book club type situation.
Doesn't seem like it actually happened.
What didn't happen? That Taylor wore jeans on stage? Probably not. I mean,
Well,
I said jeans are better. I meant like at the very least she's wearing jeans, but it's probably like some sort of dress or fancy outfit, like kind of flashy or sparkly, because she's kind of the center stage. Obviously, she's doing a big show, so.
Right, but you said you and her used to hang out, and I'm just...
Right.
You never told me about this, and that seemed like it'd be something to tell.
Well, it's public knowledge that she grew up in Nashville.
Right.
And she has a lot of songs about it. If you were... You don't listen... Do you listen to any of her music?
I'm familiar with Taylor Swift. There's one, Pop Star.
Pop Star?
Yeah.
Like, she's a pop star, or are you saying the song? Because I don't know a song called Pop Star.
Sorry, Rock Star.
That's Nickelback.
I don't want to be a rock star. Boom.
That's Post Malone, I think.
Right. So she sings
not,
that one.
I don't think she has any songs.
Another one.
That would be the next...
Fight
I think my favorite combination, I think, would be Taylor Swift and Post Malone. I don't know if you can get any more basic than that, but I think that would probably be a really sick feature.
You know, I think one of my other celebrity crushes, she is pretty plain as well, and she wore a meat dress, actually, which I don't know if you can get any plainer than that.
Plain meat? Was it cooked meat? Or just kind of plain
I think it was
raw meat? Okay.
I think it was raw meat. She
So
slapped
not
it
dressed.
on and wore it down the red carpet.
Who's that?
That was Lady Gaga.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And she's known for other exotic dresses, right?
Simple.
I don't know a lot about her.
Right.
I don't know a lot about her.
But I think instead of this kind of immodest jeans and cardigan that this young lady is wearing, we can introduce her to maybe some of these other dresses that these celebrities are wearing.
So if meat is the plainest dress, take it one step back. Cow. So you dress up as a cow at the Grand Canyon. What if you get mistaken for one of the mules, and suddenly you're getting ridden down the whole canyon?
I think that's one of the costs you have to pay to be modest these days.
Okay. So, maybe... Okay, I think... Let's take it from his perspective. Okay? He's the one in the weeds. He needs some help. He's a father. Okay? So, right off the bat, he's doing pretty well. But we look here, and he has a 34-year-old daughter that he wants to dress more modestly. Why would he want her to dress more modestly? Well, maybe she's still in the market. Maybe she's still looking. Maybe she doesn't even want a partner. But clearly her father is hoping to have a couple of grandkids. Right? Old Grandpa Rick. And he needs help. Correct. So how do you convince somebody to wear something more modest if they're not interested?
So sorry. According to your analogy, Grandpa Rick wants grandkids, so he's going to dress her more modestly?
Sorry, try to keep up here. So she has a cow costume, she has a meat costume, she has jeans and cardigan. She wants to go out, look normal, attract a mate. What should she wear?
Right.
Are you refreshing your laptop because
okay,
you couldn't see crypto prices?
Yeah, okay, that's back. So what should she wear if she wants to attract a mate? Now, this is a really good question. In order to answer that, we would have to deduce what kind of mate she wants to attract.
Sure.
Rich, poor, wealthy,
Someone that's hungry.
homeless,
Other cows.
business-like, entrepreneurship, maybe aquatic,
Family.
mermaid, man, even.
Sure.
Who's to say?
Right. And which one of those will work if you have a cardigan?
Not the merman.
And probably not the cow. So, we need a few more answers to our questions. Figure out what she's trying to do. Does she want to attract a cow? Does she not really care and just kind of wants to do her own thing?
Who's she trying to attract?
Or maybe nobody.
Who's
Maybe she already has a husband or a wife or nobody at all.
Right.
We never know.
Thank you for asking that question, though. Who and who was that?
That was Grandpa Rick.
Grandpa Rick.
Yep.
Okay. Now on to the next question.
You want to take away the second one with your one and only question, or do you want to save that little morsel for a little while later?
Okay, that's a good point. How about you ask one more question, and then I will in turn ask my question.
I'll rapid fire a second one here.
Sure.
I just realized this one's way too similar. It says, should I tell my daughter I prefer her not to be stylish? My daughter wears jewelry and different rings on some of her fingers. I know she's an adult, but I don't want her to do this as a dad. Wait, is she a dad or an... Okay, that's a little confusing wording. She is 29 years old. What do I do? So another father who has an old daughter, older.
Right.
And he doesn't want her to wear stylish jeans.
Now, in this case, I think it may be a little different, right? The last case, he was more concerned about maybe attracting the wrong male for his daughter. This one, he could be concerned about maybe she's wearing, 5 24-karat rings on her fingers, and he's worried about her getting jumped in the alley.
Okay.
Late at night.
So she's flashing her father's wealth.
Correct. All over.
Okay. Yeah, and that also, I don't know if you've been through TSA recently, but they don't let you bring guns through.
Okay, I have not.
Or explosives.
Okay. And yes, I am familiar with that.
Or the 3-ounce liquid rule. So it's all kind of BS, if you ask me.
So they do allow the 3-ounce liquid rule, actually.
Oh, do they? Okay. Because they'd stop me. But there were several infractions, so I just figured that was...
Maybe it's because you looked a little suspect. Because you've been working out a lot, so...
I have. The cameras can pick that up right there.
We'll edit that so it looks bigger.
We don't need to. Okay.
Okay.
We can do actual size.
Sure.
Yeah. We could do side by side even, and it would look... it would be night and day.
Do you want that? I don't think.
We don't have time.
Okay.
We don't have time.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would.
Right.
I would, because this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity where we're recording video and we're in person.
You finally get to show that your biceps
Right.
are bigger
Yeah.
than mine.
So I just did it, and then...
I'll do it right here.
Yeah, and that's
Right.
a little bit smaller if we... And we can't even see because you're wearing camo.
Darn it.
Yeah, so don't bring guns through the TSA. That's my answer. Because they do check for that. They do check.
Okay.
And they will strip you of your citizenship and send you back to where you came from. Now, can you get back in the country on a Cuban drug boat? Sure. Do you have to be looking over your shoulder again and again? Yes. Yes, you do. And it's not a good feeling. So, do what you want, but maybe take it easy.
And that's a good point. Some may say, others may say that has nothing to do with this guy's question.
Well,
Who might say?
Well, he's worried about her safety. Is he not? Does he want her to go through the TSA with explosives and get interrogated for hours and hours, duct taped and shipped back home to Madagascar?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Unless, probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not.
So this is what I would decide. Obviously this daughter of his likes wearing jewelry and expensive stuff.
Sure.
I say instead of limiting your daughter, put more jewelry on her. Maybe she'll get a little sick of it and start taking it off as you just pile it on her. Or, if you're worried about her safety, let her wear the jewelry, but hire just a small platoon of people, armed guards, to walk around and guard her. Kind of like celebrities do nowadays. You know how they have like 3 or 4 people walking, surrounding them?
Yeah.
Big dudes like us. Right?
Yep.
Oh, is this better?
Yeah, that's perfect.
That's what this older dad could do for his daughter.
Yeah, I liked what you said at first when you said give her a ton of jewelry and then she won't like it anymore. I also think there's 2 sides to winning on that. Because you could also give her a ton of jewelry. Suddenly she's too heavy to move and she doesn't go anywhere. So that would solve the TSA problem.
Right. And she'd probably be an easier target if she can't move.
Sorry, target?
Yeah, for criminals.
Isn't that what we're trying to avoid?
Correct. So,
So
he
it's a
wouldn't want
win-win.
to put so much jewelry on her that it acts as an anchor.
Okay. So win-lose situation.
In that instance, yes.
Because she gets more jewelry, she's safe from the TSA, but she attracts more criminals.
Correct.
Okay.
So you'd have to find a healthy, medium.
Okay.
In the middle, if you will.
Cool. Well, I
Maybe
think
not
we nailed that.
150 pounds of jewelry, but maybe not, 5 pounds. Maybe 75 pounds of jewelry would be a good amount.
That's a lot of... Are you imagining many gold chains? Or perhaps some, maybe shackles?
I think shackles, bracelets, anklets, maybe some piercings all over her abdomen area.
Okay. 75 pounds worth of piercings in the abdomen area.
Right. Well, not just in that 75 pounds in the abdomen area. It's a culmination of all the jewelry on her body that adds to 75 pounds. She could be wearing a crown.
That's not a bad idea. What if all the weight was in the crown, and then it's like that song, I'm talking about, that Billie Eilish song that goes, "You should see me in a crown." You know what I'm talking about?
No, could you?
You know the rest of the words?
I
Can't think of it now. It's called "You Should See Me in a Crown." It's super popular.
Okay. Does she wear a 75-pound crown as well?
I don't think. No, I don't think so. She's just like Possession, the album cover, but that's about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, and what's that Mario meme where he's like, pick your head up, game, or your crown is falling, or pick your head up, king. It's something to that effect.
That's a Mario meme?
You know what I'm talking about. It says, I have to look it up.
Great.
Okay. Pick your head up, king. Your head up, king. Your crown is falling. Your snapback is falling. That's a variation. We won't get into that. Here, look, it's Mario. Look. You drop this, king. Oh, wait, there's another one. Oh, okay. And then here's the variation I was looking for. It says it's a picture of Mario. It says crying over a girl? Nah. Pick your head up, gamer. Your headset is falling. So that's what we were getting at.
I like that one.
It was a little bit roundabout, but we got there.
Any case.
Next question.
Perfect. Today we call them panties, but in my grandmother's day, her drawers or knickers had another name. What was it?
Bloomers.
Okay, so you actually cheated. You looked at the answer.
I thought these were unanswered.
Darn it.
Unanswered questions.
That was my only question. So we were supposed to... I was going to ask the question, and then you were going to talk about it. Well, just try to make some kind of conversation out of it, but you just kind of wrote the answer and then answered it, and now I don't know where to go from here.
Okay, try again. Try to spark another conversation. I'll chip in with something.
Do you want me to ask the same question or different?
Just something related. I'll jump in and be helpful.
Okay. Which natural fiber was often used to make the shrouds of Egyptian pharaohs?
Flax.
So you looked at it. Okay. I'm going to turn my computer this way so you can't see it, because maybe you're accidentally reading the answers and you don't mean to do it, but you are subconsciously.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's not. I'm sure it's not.
Go ahead and ask another question, and I'll spark an interesting conversation that everybody would enjoy listening to.
Okay, that'd be great. So, where does the word tuxedo come from?
Pass.
Okay, you passed. So we need to discuss it for conversation, so we can. That's what we usually do.
Okay.
You ask a question.
Right.
We both discuss it, talk about it, and we have a conversation. Usually it leads down a rabbit hole that's kind of a little amusing, but not very intelligent.
Right.
Sometimes.
That's very self-aware of you.
So if we could kind of try to do that again with these questions I'm trying to ask.
Sure. Oh, just keep it light and fun. Kind of goof around, spitball something back and forth.
All right.
Okay, great. Sure, ask me something.
Okay, I'll try it. Let's run this.
I can do this. Okay. This is kind of my ish. This is my niche.
Sure. Okay, so I gotta find. I've already asked 4
Hit
questions.
me with something. I can do anything. I'm an improv master.
Which French king
so
was?
Witty.
So
Super witty.
I was gonna read a question.
I'm really quick with
Okay.
responses. Kind of like you throw something at me, I'm just like I'm like Serena Williams. I bat it away. You know. Go ahead.
Okay.
So
Traditionally, what is worn under a kilt? Let me read that again. Traditionally, what is worn under a kilt? Now, are you familiar with what a kilt is?
Sorry, I'm quick on my feet. So let me just. Pass.
That was not quick or witty, but we're not supposed to pass because then I have to ask another question and you're gonna say, "Oh, perfect! I'm Serena Williams. I'll hit it."
Yes. No, you're right. I'm gonna hit it out of the park. I'm so excited to do this podcast just because it's kind of my wheelhouse. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm just so good at having quick conversations, and we've been friends for a long time, so we can bounce things off each other. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's just a real quick 1-2, 1-2 punch, 3-4,
okay.
Knock them out. You know what I mean? That's why people love us. That's kind of why we have such a growing and healthy audience.
Very
and
healthy.
I just somehow cut off my headphones. That's not important. In either case, that's just kind of why I'm great at what I do, if that makes sense.
You're humble.
Sure. Yeah. We're humble at...
That sounded pretty good.
Something has gone awry.
So we're in the studio now, having a little bit of audio.
Oh.
Is that better? Check.
Something drastic has occurred. Oh, it's
Check.
like it got destroyed.
Check. How?
I have no idea.
What does it sound like?
It's like... Keep talking.
Yeah. It doesn't sound clear at all?
No, it sounds okay. It's just like... Look what it's doing. Look at this.
Ooh.
It seems okay now.
So it looks better now, but it looked like we were going into cardiac arrest.
It really did not... I mean, it's not turned up super loud in my ears, but it really did not feel good in a very strange way.
We had some technical difficulties, but Karen was able to help us resolve those.
Maybe I should have used your nice Blue Yeti mic and not my $20 mic that I got 10 years ago.
I can understand why you think that now.
Yep. We're fine now. I don't even know what we were talking about. Something about me knocking everything out of the park, but...
Right, so I was trying to ask my question.
Mm-hmm.
Traditionally, what is worn under a kilt?
And I said bloomers.
That was...
So I did knock that one out of the park, right? Right off the bat? I got that in one take.
So you're reading the answer to another question I asked earlier, but that's not the answer to this question.
What was this question? Didn't you just read that? You said something about knickers?
No. I said traditionally what is worn under a kilt.
Under a kilt. It's the same answer. It's bloomers.
I'm not going to scroll up because then you'll see the answer. And I don't want you to see the answer because then you'll say it and then we won't have a conversation.
Okay. So you want me to think of something quick? Or just something kind of jokey answer?
Anything.
Toss it up?
Just to spark a conversation.
Just to kind of go back and forth?
Not just a one-word answer and then I kind of have to end it and ask another question.
Great. And you want that like quick so it's like more of a flow of a conversation?
Ideally, I would have liked it right after I asked the question. Yes.
Okay. So go ahead and ask me again.
Okay. Traditionally, what is worn under a kilt?
Kilts.
You were faster that time. And
Thank you.
Repeated.
That's what I like to hear, because if we can build each other up in this industry where it's so toxic, I think we would be better off for it.
But so You said kilt, did you not? So you think
I
kilts,
stumbled out of the gate a little bit. I did say kilts.
So they wear kilts under kilts.